Yep. If there's anything you want to say before the tutorial run, because it is not
Yeah,
very
so
long.
this one, there's not a whole lot of time going on here. I mean, there's really only like one or two actual tricks, and the rest of it is just really precise tech. So it's honestly, just roll it, just run it. So like this whip here is just a state cancel that'll reset your falling timer. That was basically the only tech. I RNG manipulated the bomb bag to drop to the right, and then you just do 3 sick bomb cooks with TAS precision. When I did this on a stream, I was astonished that I got it below 14 seconds because this is the same exact route that the RTA run takes. And it's just the task precision of being able to like cook the bombs and climb the ledges extremely quickly shaves like a whole second off of the run. But there isn't any like task only tech anymore. This is pretty much the exact same thing the RTA run does. So it's very impressive. And just if anyone wanted to really optimize this, they could probably get a better RTA time. I know we've had a few people that were grinding at that when this got discovered. And I didn't discover this route either. So I think TV Robot was the one that came up with this.
It came to me in
So
a dream.
yeah, kudos for that. It's obvious in retrospect, and if anyone doesn't know why this worked, the only check that the game is doing for the tutorial is did you break the crate that has the bombs in it, and then did you get above and to the right of the referee that you start the race with? And this is actually enough height to do that. And I needed the bombs to get up here anyways, so I met both of the criteria to finish the tutorial race, and that's why I'm able to stand up here and get called a winner. There is a category for this that doesn't involve doing skips, but I don't think anybody has tasked that yet. So this is the task, or this is the tutorial with skips. And that's really all there is to say about this. It's very fast.
Alrighty, I believe next is your low percent tasks.
And there's a little more substance to that.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything before that, or should I just roll it?
That one, I'll just preemptively say that there's going to be a lot of seemingly random whipping. Every time you see a whip when there's like no enemies or nothing really going on, it's almost certainly like a state cancel to save a frame on something or to drop through a semi-solid a little faster. If you whip and then land on a door, you can go through the door 1 frame earlier. So there's a lot of that going on. I'm not going to call each of those out. That just happens over the course of the run. Also, to make yourself fall faster, to do short hops. If you jump and then whip the next frame, you get heavier state and you just fall a little bit faster, which is really important when you're trying to shave frames off of a low percent run. So that's just my preemptive comments about that. I'll try to hit the key points as we see them in the run.
Alrighty.
So whenever you're ready. Here we go. You can see just whipping through semi-solids. All of those door entries are frame perfect. There is no time spent walking into the door that could have been avoided because you gotta shave the frames. And we're quill back. So this dung beetle that I'm throwing into this arrow trap is actually RNG manipulation to get back layer skip to happen. I'm not just trying to be a bully. I actually needed those blood droplets to spawn to get RNG manipulation to work out. Sorry, dung beetle. That was the only way I could do it without losing time.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
Like there may have been other ways to do it, but I tried like picking up gold bars and like whipping at stuff, and those blood droplets were the thing that gave me like a 1 frame window without losing any time that allowed that to work. As you can see, there's a couple falling platforms here. There's not much time you can really save on that. There are probably better seeds for this, but I based this task on just the seed that low percent runners were already using for this category. And here's Olmec. This is an auto-scroller. I'm just going to jiggle around for a little bit here. As far as I'm aware, this is... I don't know if I'd say it's a frame-perfect Olmec, but it's very close if you're going to use no resources and not get any crust items. It's pretty much as fast as I think you could get out of this level. Maybe you could shave like a couple frames off of it. So here we are in Tide Pool. There's a couple subtle RNG manipulations on these Jiangshis occasionally where I'll like not pick up a gold bar or move a little differently so they jump at a different time, and that's just to keep them out of the way. Nothing terribly interesting going on in that regard. Mostly just really precise movement to get through all of this without getting hit by anything. And that spike drop there is extremely close to me just dying in the spikes. Like, it's amazing that I actually get the ledge grab. So we grab this mine. That's going to save us a lot of time later. We lose like maybe a second picking that up as opposed to just going straight to the bottom of the ice caves. And this was a very nice Neo. Most of the timing was good. I wait about a frame there to get that spark trap to hit the UFO, do some sick landmine juggling, and we're out of that level. And then we're just going to go around this lasagna room down at the bottom because those two helmet all-mites are just in the way and there's no way to get past those without losing time. So it's faster to just go around it. And you're going to blink and miss teammates. So there you go, that's it. Just do quad cook forehead. I don't know why speedrunners have all these other strategies for that. You just need to throw 3 bombs a 30th of a second apart from each other. That's the run. The TMAT level might also be optimized because it is literally the amount of time it takes to hold right and go to the exit. I turn around and I lose a little bit of distance, but I don't lose like 1 running frame's worth of distance, and if my calculations are correct, I basically would get to the door on the same frame even if I didn't turn around and throw those bombs because they only offset me by like a tiny portion of a player's like walking distance per frame. So that's the low percent run. And on the same seed as the like actual RTA runners, it's like how much faster is it? I don't remember what the RTA time is. It shaves like 10 or 15 seconds off of that time, which for a run that's just a little over 2 minutes is pretty good. But if anybody was going to tackle this, either RTA or in a TAS, I would recommend we actually look for a better seed because I mean there's 2 tide pool doors, there's 2 falling volcano platforms. There is probably a better seed for this. I don't think it's worth grinding this one in particular. Somebody should probably look for a better one if they want to improve this because I'm sure sub 2 low percent is possible if we just had a better seed to do it.
Right.
So yeah, those are the 2 runs I submitted for this.
Yeah, very nice.
I mean, and we're behind schedule, so if you want to move on to someone else's, then go for it.
So this next task is by Ramelia. She did a task of Krishabti %, which if you don't know, that is it's a category where you crush all 100 Ushabti, and I mean, I don't have much else to say about the run until we get to 6-2. It's kind of just. Oh, this run wasn't made with the current task tools. This was made with the old task tools.
Yeah, I was busy twiddling my thumbs perfecting Task Wizard, and this came out because Remy just couldn't wait, I think. Honestly, can't blame anyone. It took me far too long to finish that.
That she could use bombs on this level, and therefore didn't.
And bombs don't even, I feel like, save that much time, because having to wait 150 frames for a bomb to explode is like a veritable eternity when you're finishing levels in a few seconds anyways. So it's hard to decide like where to use them. You have to throw them like so far in advance, like you could see in that volcano level a couple levels ago.
I was wondering if this was low percent, because like, Telepack Shield has to show up at some point, and it did.
Yeah. I forget exactly why she didn't find a seed with a 1-2 shot. I don't remember, but
I just think the seed finding process just wasn't optimized that much. Even now, no one has really worked hard to actually utilize the seed finding. Like, we have some tooling for it, but I don't think anybody has really like gone in and tried to write the code that would search for like a really good teleporter seed or a really good low percent seed. There's a lot of room for improvement in these tasks and even the seeded RTA runs if we just find better seeds for these categories.
Alrighty, here is the level that you've all been waiting for. When you pretty much alter bombs, and also repeatedly leave them under where elevators will come down so she doesn't have to go through the effort of all the way crushing it. It's hard to know for sure if this is the fastest way to do this room, because it has so many possibilities in your routing.
It's probably not, but it looks spectacular either way, and this would be so difficult to optimize.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Just enjoy it for what it is. Optimizing that would be a nightmare.
And as for this TMI kill, Remy says she's almost certain that this is as fast as you could kill her with a telepath. Alrighty, and
that's probably it.
TAS.
It's like a couple teleports to Tiamat, you go up, and then just like maybe 2 or 3 more to the door.
Yeah. Alright, Spencer, do you have anything you'd like to say before your first TAS?
No, I think I could go along with explaining as it happens, because it's a lot.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's not fitting in the frame on the screen.
Oh,
Fine.
I didn't.
Or is it a problem in the preview?
Hold up, it's a bit too big. I don't know why it's so large.
The problem of recording the TAS in 1080p just for the sake of having it in high quality.
Yeah, the TAS is too loud. Oh.
Make a bad joke about the camera being zoomed out, so that's why it was bigger. And that's not the reason at all, but this is zoomed out so you can actually see what is going on with the teleporting. Because otherwise the camera would just not be keeping up for like this entire run.
Like the player would not be on screen.
It does not functionally change anything. There's only like the only thing I've found in this game where the camera actually matters is how many frames it takes to enter the big door in the camp. Like the camera has to actually zoom in before the game will start. It doesn't seem to affect anything else as far as I'm aware. So it's just for like a quality viewing experience to do this.
Alright, I think I lowered the TAS volume so it's not as loud for the viewers. Do tell me if it is still too loud.
There was a telepack in the ceiling of 1-1, and we're off. The Quillback bomb bag was picked up.
Yeah, I reckon Remy didn't search long to find a seed that had like an earlier telepack and shield. And you're not gonna get a shield until 1-2 because it can't be in the crust, but you could probably get just a first level telepack to start off a run like that.
So in 2-4, there was a dice house that had spike shoes as the prize. The arrow was fired to anger the shopkeeper. The spike shoes were stolen, and...
Yeah, I blinked. I missed that. Can we go back?
And the spike shoes are picked up purely to be able to stand on thorny vines.
There's no other practical application for them in this entire run.
That was just, I saw that when I was making the TAS and went, oh, that'll be useful for this niche use. And it was nice being able to stand on thorny vines and not worry about it. So while all that was happening, we're already on to Sunken.
The fact that Ton even had like a frame to shoot an arrow there, these NPCs are cracked.
Yeah, like frame 0 reactions. So now that we have the bow and arrow, time to get to Hanan's Hideaway, and we're already there.
And auto-scroll.
Hanan's Hideaway is a 40-second auto-scroller. And for fun, I decided to pick up all the gold. And there was also a bomb bag here, which the bombs and ropes will be helpful for breaking orbs and Cosmic Ocean. And here, the crushing elevator below Hundun is 8 tiles thick, and a maximum down teleport is 9 tiles. So you could just go under there. There's border tiles under the elevator that you can safely stand on. Like the actual bottom of the level. There isn't an abyss. And now the real run begins.
Quick CO entry was like 1 minute 35 seconds. When do they do that in a real run?
I'm sure.
Yeah, Cosmic Runners need to be taking notes. This is the future.
But for those unaware, you cannot telefrag these orbs, which is incredibly lame, but you have to whip them and throw something at them. So
If you
this would be
teleport onto
faster
them-
if you could just telefrag the orbs, but that just isn't a thing you could do. You will just get knocked back, and the orb will not break.
If you
It's not
teleport
fast.
onto the orb, you can either stomp it or be inside of it and get stunned. There was a case where I did teleport into an orb and stomped it, but that does not always happen.
What's the longest Cosmic Ocean level in this run?
I don't know, but there were definitely like levels that were like 3 seconds. And there was one level that
Unacceptable.
like was like 4.5 seconds that I like redid with a bomb and saved like 100 frames or something. Which is
Yeah.
like one. Like, there's 60 frames per second. So 1 second and then 40, 60 per second.
One of the nice things about this game, H, by the way. One of the nice things about this game is that every level is seeded independently of what you do in the previous ones. So as long as you don't change the level generation with things like Shopkeeper Aggro or like the Sparrow Room, you will get the same level even if you change your like gameplay earlier on in the task. So you could go back to a bad cosmic level during this and use a resource to improve that level, and it will not like cascade and ruin the rest of your run. So it makes it very convenient even for long runs like this, because you don't have to worry about making a mistake at the beginning of the Cosmic Ocean and just having to redo everything.
Yeah, no, the ability to go through and easily record levels in the middle of the TAS is definitely one of my favorite parts of this tool as compared to the other original TAS tool.
Yeah, and that's just a feature that the tool is taking advantage of, but in the base game, that's just how it works with the RNG behavior. Just very nice, and might be a byproduct of the online netcode. The way they try to sync the levels is it was probably easier to just reseed the RNG at the start of every level instead of worrying about anything getting carried over between them. So as it turns out, it was easy to just make the screens a reasonable breakpoint when you're making a task, and you can just restart a screen, and if anything you do in that screen, again, if it doesn't affect level gen, won't interfere with the RNG in the later ones. So thank you, developers, for doing that. Whether or not that was your intent, I'm very happy that that's how this game works. Because otherwise, tasking this kind of thing would be a nightmare if you had to fix a mistake, because there goes all of your teleporter RNG. Teleporting RNG is extremely volatile, but at least it's deterministic.
There, a powder keg hermit crab was in the level. Felt like a very Looney Tunes setup when I was tasking and noticed that, and it was next to the orb. And also, with the teleporter and telepack, you only have 3 mid-air teleports. So it's not like I can just teleport to anywhere on the level. I have to deal with limitation of 3 mid-air teleports. So telepack is all about getting yourself off the ground and then using your teleports and then getting back onto the ground as quickly as possible. So that can include bonking your head on ceilings and stuff to stop your jump momentum.
Were you using heavier state to fall faster in this, or was that tech like not worked out as much when you made this?
I do not know what that is.
It's the horrible name that I came up with on a stream for when you jump and then whip on a frame later and you get a double like multiplier to your falling speed. So you just touch the ground a lot faster. And because I'm an idiot, I called it heavier state, and nobody told me that that was a bad idea, so that's what I've continued to call it. This is as opposed to heavy state, where you get like a single multiplier, 0.8 to your vertical speed until you start falling down. It basically, the short hop, I guess if you want to be practical, you can call it the short hop. But I combined it with the heavy state research that I was doing. And it's just, it might be useful in a telepack run like this, because your priority is to get to the ground as fast as possible after you jump, because once you've used your 3 teleports, you're just dead in the air until you touch the ground again.
We're in 789, only 10 more cosmic levels left.
Pretty good pace.
Time flies, doesn't it? I think this might be a world record. It's looking pretty good. If you don't get like a bad jungle or Neo.
Telepack CO is the future that people don't want to come.
I mean, it'll be fine as long as like the final level like isn't temple. Okay, the end of this level like was horrible to task because like none of it ended up working out. So there was a ton of back and forth teleports. And of course the final boss is temple. And it's over.
Yeah, tough boss fight.
Also, when I made this task, I didn't actually do a full test run to look over the entire seed. So there could have been the like arrangement where you just spawn with a spark on you that would kill you instantly. That could have happened, and I just didn't think to look over the whole seed. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Luckily, those are pretty rare. Anything that takes more than like a frame to get to you, you'd be able to just avoid it with the telepack. But Spark Trap on door is still a thing that can happen in the vanilla game, so there's always a small chance of that. And you're losing your telepack if that happens, and then you're going to blow up a second later.
So the final time was 5 minutes 38 seconds, and the seeded record is 21 minutes 25 seconds, and the unseeded record is 37 minutes 41 seconds.
Machines are the future.
And this is HD Spelunky, which is under 8 minutes, unlike 2 Spelunky, which is under 10.
This is faster than most of my runs to like Tiamat or Sunken.
Yeah.
Alrighty, do you have anything you want to say about your next task, Spencer? Or would you rather let it speak for itself?
I don't even know what this is. I haven't
Let us
seen
play.
it yet.
It's the super secret surprise.
That is premiering here.
Wow.
I can, you want me to just roll it?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I have no idea why that video was bigger than all the other ones.
So this was done on a very specific seed that'll be obvious when we get to a very specific event.
Let's see if we can figure out what the category is. It's looking no-ish. Oh, it's looking pacifist too.
This should be a
Well,
pretty
so it's
strong
not no
tell
percent
this is a
then, because
passive
we
type
took
run.
damage. We're pacifist. What moonwalk? Was
That was
like the
turning
frame
every
rate
frame,
not,
but
was
bad
the
frame rate.
frame rate like not showing that? I was like, wait, can I do that? Or was that just a 30 FPS video doing
A
that?
bear trap killed the caveman, and the gold nugget bait jumped up from it snapping, and I went under the gold nugget and passed it. In the jump it did. So still have $0, so this is also looking no gold. And why go jungle? Well, the black market's right here. And there is time loss. I could have moved those items before, but if I were to retest that, then every shopkeeper would be in a different place.
This looks
That
pretty
shopkeeper
sick.
had to be roped because otherwise the shotgun blast would move the spike shoes in the way.
Why do you have a hired hand in a no gold run? What is this insanity?
It'll be fine. So, there's a shopkeeper at this level, and this is 2-4. Next level is Olmec's Lair. Do not blink. This is going to be amazing.
It honestly looks sillier at 30 FPS when you do the wiggle. Oh, okay.
So, that door entry, when I tasked it, I didn't think that door entry was possible, and then I redid it, and like, the frame that I enter was like a mid-air frame. Like, it barely worked.
That
You
is
go in
To the
on
point
like
where
a
the first
coyote
try I didn't
frame?
even think it was possible.
Wait, can you
and I
enter
redid it,
doors
and
on
it
coyote
worked.
frames? Is that what you did?
I don't know. I think it was that like I'm not sure. I need to look over it more thoroughly.
I had no
So on the
idea
tide
that
pool.
was
Nope,
possible.
just kidding. We need to go deeper.
Psych. Tide pool is cringe. Let's go
Nice
temple.
sapphire that just went under Olmec that was in the tile beneath me.
Did you have to manipulate any of these gems, or did you just kind of wing it with
I
whatever
did not have to
happened?
manipulate it. It just worked out. So this is Pacifist, and Anubis is here. Anubis needs to die. And this was the fastest way I could figure out how to kill Anubis.
and like pinch him with that block, or this was just faster?
I had to hit the Crocman with the pot to replace the whip stun timer with the shorter pot stun timer. And the City of Goldor is right there. But there's something else in this level.
Oh no. How many words are in this category?
So, Osiris drops a lot of emeralds when he dies, and also he needs to die to be able to get the tablet and open the portal. And then after the portal appears, you need to wait for it to become tangible. And when it becomes tangible, you want to be as close to the center as possible. So, a lot of stuff is about to unfold. All of these whips are frame perfect, by the way. And, like, whipping so fast that, like, Osiris's iframes haven't ended yet.
Poor guy.
The Sorceress killing was pacifist, and everything was dodged. And now the scrambled enter the portal.
Do you have to manipulate the gems at all, or did that also just work out by some
It also
miracle?
just worked out.
Wow.
So now Eggplant Child is in the party, and now there is a hired hand and Eggplant Child following. When you have multiple hired hands, they follow each other. So here I only put the hired hand to sleep because Eggplant Child is following the hired hand. Like, there's the player, and then the hired hand is following the player, and then Eggplant Child is following the hired hand. And that's because of the order they joined the player's party.
Even TASs aren't immune to bad Ushabtis.
So there's the force field in the way, so might as well get as close as possible to the spark trap. And their Eggplant Child will pick up Sheelan when the Ushabti opens. And here, in Tiamat's Throne, during this cutscene, the lasers are still going, but the in-game timer is paused. So, you can save some time by skipping the cutscene on the right frame. By having the laser cycles line up. And unfortunately, it is faster to drop Sheelan into the lasers because of how dismounting and acceleration interact.
Yeah,
That is
that's why I
pacifist.
always do it. It's definitely not because I'm a bad person. It's to save frames.
And the stuff I said earlier about hired hands following other hired hands, I have to bring the hired hand with me so that Eggplant Child will follow. If I tried to bring just Eggplant Child, then they would just go back to the hired hand. And that rope hit the very left of the tile, which is why it hooked like that. And now, Eggplant World. And the Eggplant King needs to die to get the Eggplant Crown. But it is pacifist if a hired hand kills something. As long as you are not holding the hired hand when the kill happens. So here the pot kills, and the Eggplant Crown perfectly flies in the right direction. That just worked out. And now, TAS Eggplant Crown gameplay. And here a damage boost needs to happen.
I spent like 3 hours RNG manipulating back layer skip with that dung beetle, and you're telling me you got the RNG to just work out on the first try for like all of these things?
Yeah, it just worked out.
It was
So now
so
Hundun
hard to
needs
get
to die,
that
and here's
skip.
another example of hired hands killing things and it being pacifist.
That's like a really good usage of the hired hands.
So the bird head has 25 HP. So time to beat up the god of chaos with eggplants.
Weird hand, no.
I think I could have saved time by having the hired hand deal the killing blow to the other head, but like I didn't want to deal with that.
But he came so far.
And the bird head is at 1 HP now.
Ooh.
And now the snake head is at 1 HP. The skull in the top right of this pipe room will fall onto the head and deal the killing blow. So now it's a matter of getting to the exit. But we get to the exit before, so might as well pull an eggplant out and just pick it up a ton of times to hear the funny sound.
Wow.
So that was no gold pacifist chain low percent eggplant duo. which is the only major category that hasn't been cleared yet. And the Abzu variant has been cleared by TV Robot, and that clear is 41 minutes long.
Well, speedrunners, get on it.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't
This
seem that
is-
hard.
It's that simple. Just do this.
And also the run recap should be shown because this is the most spectacular run recap you can get. And also, yeah, the Abzu variant was only recently cleared, like in the past 2 months.
That's in 7 minutes and 12 seconds too. That's amazing. Oh wait, no, I should. There we go. There's the run recap. Pacifist vegan criminal queen eggplant. Wow, this is a really good run recap. And that was a real good TAS. I really liked the bounce off of the just spawned witch doctor who was invincible, so then you could bounce off him
Yeah.
again sooner. That was amazing.
Also, yeah, despite it saying I slayed Osiris, that always gets displayed when Osiris dies, even if he dies in a pacifist way. Same goes for the Kingu kill line.
Very nice, very nice. Well, thank you for both of you showing off all your wonderful TASes.
Yeah, thank you for having a slot for this.
Yeah, real. What do we got next on the schedule? I believe we're about to watch people try and play Spelunky Classic for the first time and laugh at them.
Oh boy.
Entertainment.
I think I dodged a bullet, not getting picked for
It'll
that
be
one.
fun.
That's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, thanks for having me and showing the TASes.
Yeah,